Hello, my name is Todd and I'm from New York City originally. I am presently living in South Korea, and right now I'm going to show you how to build a 52 card deck with Ruby on Rails. So let's get going. Okay everybody, so we're going to start off creating a card deck, and the major goal for this is to teach you how to produce a list of cards in random order. That's basically what we're going to do. It's a very basic exercise to help you teach you the fundamentals of programming. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is create a file with the extension .rb. I'm assuming that you've downloaded Ruby 2.0.0 or higher, and I'm assuming that you have a text editor such as Sublime 3 or 2, and that you have created a file called card.rb, which is living in a folder somewhere on your computer where you know how to find it. I'm also going to assume that you have a terminal. A terminal is equipped on every computer that you ever buy, so if you have not found it yet, I would stop this video to go find it and learn how to work with it. This tutorial is just a little bit more for the sort of beginner, I guess you might say. It's for someone who at least knows where their terminal is and how to use it. So if you have your terminal open and if you know where to find your card.rb file and you have a text editor, then we're good to go. And if you have Ruby, of course, then yeah, we're golden for this exercise. So basically, you want to create a card.rb file, a Ruby file, and save that to your computer in a folder where you know how to find it again, an easily accessible folder. And make sure when you're in the terminal, you are in the area where your file is located. If your file is not on the desktop, then you need to go to the folder where your file is, so that when you run the file that we're going to be working in, you can see what the code will produce. If there's a discrepancy between where you're located in the terminal versus where your file is located, obviously you won't be able to run the file. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this video. I'm going to try to keep this as quick and easy as possible. So we're going to create a class called card, and we're going to end it, because whenever you create a class in Ruby, you want to end it with an end command. And we're going to create two variables. Now, with every card, there's a rank and then there's a suit. A rank is basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. And a suit is basically your standard pattern of cards, such as diamond, heart, spades, and clubs. So we're going to have to create that world for the computer, because the computer does not know what a card deck is. So we're going to create that world for the computer to understand. So whenever we want to create some variables that we're going to work with, we're going to use the def sign and we're going to initialize those variables. We have two variables, the rank and the suit, as I've already said. So we're going to put those in parentheses here, and we're going to define them within our method. Our method is basically the sandwich that we use to create the variables that we want. So here is the rank and here is the suit. So now we've created the variables that are going to store the values that will be in the list of cards that we want to reproduce in random order. So once we've done that, we're going to have to think about a way to edit these cards so that we can both look at them and then revise and change them if we want to. In order to do that, you have to use the attribute accessor command followed by the variables that you've created. What this does, and this is just a little bit obscure, so I'm going to try to unobscure this for you. Basically, what this command does is it allows you to read and write your variables. It allows you to read and write both of your rank and your suit. So what does read or write mean? It basically means that if you want to basically change the club to a diamond on one of the cards, or you want a deck of cards that only consists of all fives, or you just want to revise the cards so that they're different, the attribute accessor command will allow you to do that. It will allow you to adjust the cards to how you want them to be. So just keep that in mind, that this command will really come in handy when we start to change the cards. All right, so now that we've established that we have a rank and a suit, and that we want to be able to read and we want to be able to write the rank and the suit, we're going to have to find a way to show what this all looks like in the terminal. Now, for me, I'm going to want the cards to look like this. I have a 4 of diamonds. I was going to say 5, but I ended up saying 4. I have a 4 of diamonds. This is what I want the terminal to output. So if I were to, like, you know, let's see, go into IRB and puts I have a 4 of diamond. I want the terminal to produce this from the cards that I'm going to create. I want it to produce the sentence. So going back here, we're going to have to create another method for that. We're going to create a new method called output. And as you know, with every output, with every method, we have to end it with an end. And within this method, I'm going to create a sentence. And I'm going to make it I have a hash sign and brackets at rank. I'm calling the variable here, which is going to produce the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I want, that we're going to create in just a little bit. I have a 4 of, let's see, diamonds. All right, so what this is going to look like eventually is I have a number of whatever the suit is. I have a 4 of diamonds. I have a 3 of hearts. I have a 2 of spades. That's what this line is going to do for us in the terminal. All right, so basically, believe it or not, we've created everything that we need to in our world here in order to produce what we want in the terminal. But now we have to actually start creating the cards. So we're going to create a new class called deck, and we're going to end it, of course, because with every object here, every class, every method, you want to always end it with an end. And we're going to make another initialize method, and we're going to create an empty array. Now, what is an array? An array is a list of numbers. It's a list of letters. It's a list of words. So, for example, an array stores a series of stuff like this, or like this, or it's a mix of numbers and letters and words. That's all you basically need to know for the purposes of this exercise. This is what an empty array looks like. An empty array is an empty list. But we're going to populate that list with a bunch of cards. So how do we do that? We call the name of the empty array, and we use the inherit symbol, which is 2 less than signs. And then we type card.new. Now, this, I'm going to show you, this basically is referring all the way up to this over here, this card class that we created. And this new command here is going to create a brand new class over here. It's going to be completely brand new. It's going to be a new card class with a new rank and a new suit. And within this new card template, we need to create the rank and the suit variable, which we created up here. See this up here? It's a lousy circle, I apologize. But we created the rank and the suit up there, and now we're going to use them, damn it. So here we go. We're going to type a, let's start with 1 random number there, and we're going to do diamonds. How about that? Diamonds. And we're going to rinse and repeat until we have 52 cards in a deck. And I hope you're happy. You're all going to make me type this 52 card deck out. But hey man, when you're hustling around the world, you're going to have to type all of this stuff out to benefit all of those beautiful people who want to play a 52 card game. So anyway, I'm not going to go on forever here. Just assume that I've created every card in the gamut. Okay. So anyway, we have our cards here. Make sure to save that. And so now we have an array of all of these cards, right? So now we have to figure out a way to shuffle them, and we need to find a way to output them. So shuffle is easy. We're going to create a new method, of course. Make sure to end it. And we're going to shuffle the cards, right? So how do we do that? We call the array at cards, and then we use the shuffle method, which is basically embedded in the array. So this shuffle method right over here basically tells the computer that you want to take these cards over here and randomly spit them out in random order, in a list in random order. So that's basically what that command is going to do. So this is the shuffle method. You're going to want that tool in your arsenal. And then we're going to need to find a way to output them. So we're going to create an output method, and we're going to make a loop. So what we want to do is we want to loop through the array up here. This is the array. We're going to loop through all of these different items within this array, within this list, which has been populated by all of those cards that we created. So how do we do that? Well, we basically go into our method here, and we're going to call the array, and we're going to make a for loop. Sorry, my typing is a little crazy there. And we're going to basically create a for loop that lists, like that iterates through this list or this array. And so once we've done that, we're going to basically call the card item, and we're going to type output card. Now the output card method is actually supposed to be over here. I wanted to make this output card. So let's review this. Let's review this quickly. Basically what you've done here, I'm going to make this very quick explanation. This is a for loop, and you're creating a single item here, which is basically saying that for each of these cards in the list here, you want to basically spit out all of these different cards that we've created in the fashion that we made up here. So I'm going to circle this fashion over here. So we want all of the items in the array here, to be produced in a list order in the fashion up here. So I'm going to go up here in this way. I have a 2 of diamonds, I have a 3 of hearts, I have a 4 of spades, and so on and so forth. That's what this output method is going to do. And I put output card here because I wanted to distinguish between the method up here versus the method down here. So it could be a little confusing, and I didn't want to mince methods, as it were. So with that said, we should have everything we need now in our 52 card deck to reproduce what we want, or to produce what we want, and to achieve our goals. So let's figure out how to basically do that. I'm going to just end the class here, and we're going to create a new variable called deck deck.new, and basically what this says is that you're creating a new variable called deck, which is going to consist of the new template deck that we just created. Now I pointed out that this new method here basically tells the computer that you want to create a brand new template over here, a brand new card system. This is your card system, and you want to basically create a new one so that your users will basically know, will basically be able to use all the cards that we created in whatever way they want. So after you do that, we're going to do card.shuffle. We're going to shuffle them first. We're employing the shuffle method here, which we created in basically our class deck up here. And then after we shuffle them, we're going to want to output them here, which will basically list all of the cards in the way that we wanted them up here, where we specified that in the class card. So it's really interesting how you can call all of these different methods from these two different classes, and your computer will know what to do. Now, be forewarned, there might be some errors in this program, but that's to be expected because, nothing is, part of the job as a programmer is being able to troubleshoot different problems that you might have with your program. That's just the nature of the beast, as it were. So let's see how this system is going to run. We're going to call our file, which is called card.rb and is located on our desktop. We're going to call this file by typing ruby space card.rb, and we're going to press enter. And there you have it. Look at that. Random cards. Let's call it again. You can press the up arrow, and that will show you the last command that you typed out. And then press enter again. And oh, look at that. We have some random cards. So there you have it, people. A way to create a 52 card deck that spits out a list of cards in random order.